It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hello, hey, I'm here. Thanks for holding on. Thanks for waiting for it, brother. Good evening if you're watching me live, or good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching it in case you're watching the recorded version. So this is the Tuesday edition of the Geno Jones Daily Live Show here, live stream on YouTube. That's how you spell Geno. There you go right there. So thank you for watching, tuning in tonight. So let's get right into it. Yesterday, we had 165,000 new infections here in America. 165,000 new infections of COVID-19. We're like averaging over the 7-day average over 150,000 new infections. State of Wisconsin, their positivity rate is 36%. I believe I heard today. South Dakota, yesterday, the positivity rate, that means for every 100 people, the positivity rate was 59%. So for every 10 people to get a COVID-19 test in South Dakota, virtually you can round that off. 6 out of 10 people who get a COVID-19 test positive. The positivity rate for America, for the entire country, all 50 states, the positivity rate for the entire country is 10%. Basically, anything from 3 and above, all medical experts, all your epidemiologists, all your virologists, all your microbiologists say, or your public health experts say, once a city or a population gets above 3%, they need to start having mandatory stay-at-home orders. America, the entire country's positivity rate for COVID-19 is 10%. 250,000 Americans are dead from the coronavirus. And we hear that number, 250,000 dead Americans. And we've been hearing these outrageous numbers for so long. And I fear that there are too many people in America that's just numb to it. It's like statistics watching a football or basketball game, or like a score. You see these numbers on your television screen, and you get numb to them. But the 250,000 people who lost somebody they love, they're not numb. Well, they're numb in a different kind of way. Like I've said before, they have a hole in their heart. They have a hole in their soul. I saw where a 4-year-old child is now living with his grandmother because both his mother and father died from COVID-19. 250,000 people. Stop, think, and wrap your brain around that number and understand that number. Those are people who are no longer here, who brought in 2020 with us, who will not be around for Thanksgiving. For those 250,000 families, it's not going to be a happy Thanksgiving. For those 250,000 families, it's not going to be a very Merry Christmas. It's not going to be a Happy New Year. It's not going to be a Happy Valentine's Day. Because somebody they dearly loved is gone from a virus, and it did not have to be this way. But in spite of all that, there are still people who don't believe that this virus is real. Oh, it's germ warfare. I saw a nurse in South Dakota saying that she had a patient who, on his very last breaths, he was mad. He was in denial. He wanted to argue with the nurse. No, I don't have coronavirus. It's lung cancer. It's pneumonia. No, it's COVID-19. On his deathbed, he left this earth in denial and believing a lie. I can't stress this enough, guys. So you may be asking, so why is this so personal to me? I have a special place in my heart for healthcare workers. My mom, she had to retire because of health reasons. My mother was a nurse. She's worked in hospitals. She's worked private duty. She's worked in people's homes. She's worked for a registry. She had her own registry at her home some time ago. I have two nieces that work in healthcare. I have another niece that was studying to be a doctor. So I have a very special place. When you grow up with a nurse, you have a special appreciation for healthcare workers. So I want to send a special shout out to all the healthcare workers on the front lines, all the ER doctors and nurses and respiratory therapists and everybody else that works in the hospital, in administration, even the housekeeping crew, the housekeeping staff that have to come and try to keep the hospital sanitized when there's just an incredible load of coronavirus, putting their own lives on the line. You've had over 1,000, I believe, over 1,000 healthcare workers that have died from COVID-19, trying to save other people's lives. And then we have people who are still reckless and careless and irresponsible and just don't give a damn about their fellow man or woman and think this thing is made up. I've been saying this on a regular basis, that this virus, it doesn't care about who or what you believe in. You don't have to believe in nothing. It doesn't care about your conspiracy theory. It doesn't care about your blue or red state. It doesn't care who you voted for. It doesn't care if you didn't vote. It doesn't care about your prestige, your privilege, your power, your position. It doesn't care about the size of your home, how many yachts you have, how many summer homes, how many vacations you take. It doesn't care about your investment portfolio. You can be like Jeff Bezos. You can be worth $184 billion, or you can be homeless. And this virus does not care. It does not discriminate. We have got to take this thing serious, because if we don't, this is going to be a very, very dark, deep, sad, horrifying winter. And I'm not coming on here to scare you. I'm appealing to whatever sense of humanity you have. I said it on last night's show. I don't care how narcissistic, how much hate, how much racism, how much bigotry, how much misogyny, how much sexism, how much toxic masculinity, how much naivete. None of that. I don't care who you are watching me right now. There is one person, at least one person in your life that you really love, that you really don't want anything to happen to. Hell, even if it's just you, understand this virus doesn't matter. Once again, this virus looks for a human host. And that is how it survives. It thrives. It replicates. It reproduces itself by living inside of one human. And if you have that human who's not being responsible, wearing masks, social distancing, washing their hands, good hygiene, and that one human can spread that virus to hundreds, thousands of people. And that's what's been happening. Just put on a mask. And now there's been research, medical research, that shows that wearing a mask can actually protect you from other people. up to 70%. Your chances of not getting COVID-19 if you're wearing a mask, a proper mask, goes up as much as 70%. So if for no other reason, just for a selfish reason, wear a mask. But we really wear a mask to protect others from ourselves, because we could be an asymptomatic, walking around with virtually no symptoms or mild symptoms, thinking that you've got a sinus infection or maybe allergies or a mild cold, and could be shedding and spreading the coronavirus, like I said, shedding it like a Christmas tree, shedding pine needles. And we got to do this for these healthcare workers, guys. Yeah, they signed up to be doctors, and they see death all the time. They see patients with cancer and heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, car accidents, gunshot wounds. Yes, but they didn't sign up for this, because this is something that we can control. We can really limit this spread, and it's just that simple. Wear a mask. I know Thanksgiving is 9 days away. Stay away. I know you don't want to do it virtually. I know. I miss my mother. Like I said, I went to Chicago in September. I couldn't hug my mother. And I love my mother more than life itself. I couldn't hug my mother. Me and my family, we did not even go inside of her apartment, because we are doing everything we can to protect her. And that's what we got to do for each other. It's really not that hard, because we really are all in this together. Whether we hate each other, don't like each other, or whatever, it doesn't matter, because this virus likes us, all of us. The human race doesn't discriminate. So the only chance that we've got, until we get some kind of vaccine, hopefully the end of next spring, early summer, 5-6 months, we can turn around next Thanksgiving. You can have the biggest Thanksgiving dinner. Just blow it out the water. Heck, have Thanksgiving dinner at a football stadium, at a basketball arena. Just invite everybody. Come on, guys. If for no other reason, we owe it to these healthcare workers. Because when we are irresponsible or just selfish and don't want to wear a mask, then those people wind up in a hospital. Then they wind up on a ventilator. Then they put all these doctors and nurses and respiratory therapists and lab techs and phlebotomists and medical assistants, nurse practitioners, all the ambulance drivers, the EMTs. They put all these people at an unnecessary risk. We've lost too many healthcare workers. I see them on TV, broken, completely broken. Their spirit, their soul, their heart crying, talking about how they had to sit and watch people die a cold, lonely death because their loved ones can't come around them. Maybe at best, they can FaceTime or video call a son or daughter, a mother or a father, or a grandchild or granddaughter, and let that loved one say their last goodbyes, and let that family say their last goodbyes over a smartphone or a tablet. Come on, man. We are better than that. Yeah, I know it's a lot of folks that's not, but you got to understand. I can't stress this enough, and we owe it to these healthcare workers, because they can't take this anymore. So your conspiracy theory, your hate, your sense of, I've got my freedom. And rise up. You're going to rise up and drop dead if you mess around and catch COVID-19 if you're not careful or somebody that you love. So rise up, get smart, put on a mask for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. Today, somebody else. Tomorrow, it could be somebody you know, somebody you love. Heck, it could be you. So do that. Today's episode, I really wanted to, I can't say this enough. And for those who believe in prayer, please lift up all of our doctors, especially the doctors on the front line, the ER doctors and nurses, the ICU doctors and nurses, and respiratory therapists, and everybody that has to work in those COVID-19 ICU wards and those ER rooms. Because it's overwhelming. It really is. They sign up for a lot. Doctors and nurses, they sign up for a lot. They train for a lot. But they didn't sign up for this. And they didn't train for this. Because nobody saw this coming. We haven't seen this in 102 years. All right? You got a right to be suicidal. You got a right to be selfish. You got a right to be stupid. But you don't have a right to be homicidal. You don't have a right to shed the virus to some healthcare worker. It's got to come in now. They got to try to save your life. Because you didn't care about your own life and the lives of other people. Karma is real. Back in August, maybe August, September, in South Dakota, Sturgis, South Dakota, they had this huge bike rally. 500,000 people from all around in that area. Now all those states, positivity rate. Wisconsin, 36% positivity rate. South Dakota, 59% positivity rate. 6 out of 10 people that take a COVID-19 test, like I said earlier, coming back positive. Think about that. For every 100 people, 60 of those people that took a COVID-19 test came back positive. North Dakota, Michigan, Iowa. That affects Illinois. Once again, the positivity rate for the country, for all 50 states, for all of America is 10%. And on top of it, we got influenza out there. It's the flu season. So, once again, shout out. I can't give you guys enough love, respect, prayers for anyone that's dealing with COVID-19. Just an update on the R&B singer Jeremiah, Chicago native. He's in a hospital in Chicago right now. Still in the ICU unit. The last I heard that there's been a slight improvement, but he's still in ICU in a hospital in Chicago. 33 years old. So my young people, like I said yesterday, don't think that you are invincible. Don't think it can't happen to you, because it can. And you don't know, none of us know how it will affect us. But today's episode, I just wanted to just try to appeal to whatever sense of humanity and think about these healthcare workers who are innocent, who are just completely overwhelmed. And all they're trying to do is save people's lives. But we got to help them help us by helping ourselves and each other. More importantly, each other. All right? Listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Today's episode, I really wanted to address and just appeal and thank you. I want to thank all of the healthcare workers, especially on the front lines, trying to keep everybody alive and healthy. The physical, the emotional, the mental stress. Some of these doctors, they're seeking, they had to seek therapy. Some doctors and nurses, they've had to leave the profession because they couldn't take it anymore. It's like Groundhog Day every day, they say. Since March, We're talking about like 9 months, just daily, daily. Cities like El Paso, Texas, the morgues are overrun. They have these refrigerator trucks, these freezer trucks stacked with bodies of people who have died from the coronavirus. 250,000 Americans are dead right now that's been infected with COVID-19 here in the United States since March. Keep that in mind. There's nearly 80,000 people in America in hospitals all across the country right now with COVID-19. 250,000 dead Americans. 250,000 families have lost somebody they love. So please, let's wear the mask. All right, in closing, I just want to give a special shout out. This is a heck of a segue. Even though I'm not in a fraternity, I have mad respect for the Divine Nine. So shout out. It's a happy Founders Day to the Omegas, and just a big shout out to the entire Divine Nine. You brothers and sisters do great work, and I have mad respect for each and every one of you, for all the fraternities, all the sororities. You guys played a really big part in this election. You brothers and sisters are putting in the work. Got a chance to work with some of you brothers and sisters here in Charleston, South Carolina, and I've been watching you around the country. I got friends, brothers who are fraternity brothers, different fraternities and sorority sisters. So shout out to the Divine Nine, but big special shout out today, Founders Day, for the Omegas. All right, happy Founders Day. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Daily Variety Show live right here on my YouTube channel. Please pass the word. Help me. My goal is to get 10,000 new subscribers by, I should say December 31st, by New Year's Eve, December 31st. Did pretty good. I got 100 new subscribers in about 2 weeks. So please help a brother out. Tell everybody you know they got to check out the Geno Jones Show live right here, the Daily Variety Show here on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe, like, and share these episodes with everybody. I try to promote it on social media. I tag people on Facebook, Instagram, and I share it on Twitter. All right, big shout out. By the way, if you would like to be a sponsor of the Geno Jones Show, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor. Reach out to me. You can leave me a message here on my YouTube channel, or you can email me. That's how you spell Geno Jones Show on Instagram. Or actually, yeah, you can reach me there, but Geno Jones Show on Gmail. GenoJonesShow@gmail.com. Just send me an email and we talk about it. If you want to advertise on the show, GenoJonesShow@gmail.com. I'd love to have you. I'd be honored to be a pitch man for your company, your product, your business. I'd love to have you advertise on the channel. Shout out to my man, Markel Bailey, my hairstylist, Kelby Cuttin. That's him on Instagram, KelbeCuttin, Kelby Cuttin on Instagram. Shout out to Bruce Gage, my stylist, keeping the gear right. Bruce Gage, you can check him out. He's on Facebook, but you can check him out. Check him out. He's got a great Instagram page. Just do a search, Instagram search, Bruce Gage, and check out his Instagram page. Whatever you're looking for, he's got it. Casual, dress, he's got the look. You want that look? Check out my man, Bruce Gage. And his special, he's got a line called Flyball. He's one of the few official licensed vendors to sell the official Negro League baseball gear, T-shirts. I know they've had jackets. But check it out. So if you're a fan of the Negro Leagues, or just a fan of some really good-looking, some fly gear, check out the Flyball line, Bruce Gage. All right, Bruce Gage. All right, everybody. God bless you once again. Thank you. Have a great evening. Please wear your mask. Irregardless of what you think about me, don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. Do it for somebody that you love. Let's wear a mask. It's really simple. It's not that hard. wear a mask. Because the mask that you wear could save a life. And the mask that I wear could save your life possibly. We just don't know. Have a great day, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday, a brand new episode of the Geno Jones Show. Have a great day, whatever time you're watching it, or if you're watching it live right now, have a good evening. Mother, I love you. I know she's watching. Or I couldn't find it, Jeannie. But she'll eventually find it. All right, everybody. God bless. Be blessed. Thanks for watching the Geno Jones Variety Show live on YouTube. See you next time.
Next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.